Wait, what do you mean day 2 is out? I played this game a month ago. What do you mean he's creepier now? Get away from me, you strange man. Ugh. Here, take your content warnings. I need some time to reflect. The sun filters through your window, wake you up before your alarm goes off. A sense of elation following you out of your dreams. You've never been a morning person, but today you're filled with so much energy, memories of last night flooding your mind. It almost felt like a dream. You hung out with the Dakota Cly, and he wasn't that bad of a guy. Heck, he was the one who asked you out. Honestly, it was fun. You feel like you might have said that already, but it just goes to show just how enjoyable being with Dakota was. Not only was it fun, but he wants to see you again. He was incredibly excited about the chance to hang out even more, and you can't help but feel a little excited about it too. There's a small part of you that worries about how he doesn't seem to have any interests or hobbies outside of baseball, but that probably just means you need to get to know him better. No doubt he'll let slip something he's interested in before you know it. Your phone lets out a chipper ding and you swipe at it eagerly, going straight to your messages. To your delight, you see exactly what you were hoping for, a good morning message from Dakota. It makes you giddy to see it, and you resist the urge to kick your feet. He just has your heart in a grip, and it makes you so happy that you're more than eager to send a quick good morning reply in return. Once he knows you're awake, the texts come flooding in, and you have a bit of difficulty keeping up. He is just so chatty. You knew he was talkative in person, but it's almost overwhelming in text form. After a few back and forth messages, he's double checking if you'd like to go to that axe throwing place at the mall, which sounds like so much fun. You've always wanted to try axe throwing, and you bet Dakota could teach you to do it amazingly. Just as you finish that thought, your phone alarm goes off, causing you to jump in place. You forgot that you hadn't turned it off after waking up. You turn it off, and you are suddenly reminded of the fact that you're a college student, which means you don't exactly have all the free time in the world to go axe throwing whenever you want. You open your schedule app and... Yep, you have literature class to attend today. Oh no, it's Doki Doki time. Your disappointment suddenly surfaces as you realize you won't be able to go axe throwing today. You aren't sure how you forgot about it so easily. Maybe the book was so awful you were trying to forget? Considering you're reading Taming of the Shrew, you probably forgot on purpose. Do I need to read Taming of the Shrew to get some of the context here? Like, to get some of the subtext of this visual novel? Because I have a feeling I might. I might pick up the book sometime. I've been craving a good classic. For a moment, you consider skipping the class, but then decide against it. You can't afford to let your GPA drop any further than it already has, so it's best to just get the class over with. You sigh loudly in your room, feeling your energy already starting to deflate. You glumly text Dakota you'd love to go, but you have class to attend you can't afford to miss. There's a short pause, but he texts back, letting you know he understands and that the two of you will plan to go another time. You can't help but smile and heart his message, so grateful for how understanding he is. At the very least, you can complain about the class to him afterwards. With Dakota informed, you pack up your things and get yourself ready for class. You're not looking forward to a boring day of literature class, but what can you do? With a half-hearted mood, you step out of your dorm room to start your day. Doki Doki time. Having pretty much dragged yourself to class, you're glad to find out you aren't late. A bit of a shock considering how much you dragged your feet. Your feet aren't complaining just as much as you are from the rough walk. Seems most of the college walkways use gravel, and dragging your feet on them really takes a toll. Maybe you can treat yourself to a spa trip later to make them feel better, though you're not exactly sure where you're going to get funds for that. Part of you is wondering where all the energy you woke up with went. It was like the moment you couldn't hang out with Dakota. It got sapped away in an instant. Was he that much of a positive influence on you? Could be. Pushing those thoughts away, you slump into your chair with as loud of a thud as you can make without alerting everyone else in class. It's not a very loud thump in the end, so no one even glances in your direction. You're both relieved and disappointed by this outcome. Like a zombie trying to scratch a door open, you pull out your laptop and struggle to open it, digging your nails into the side just to flip the lid up. You're putting so little energy into lifting the lid, it's actually quite painful on your nails.
Your mind wanders for a moment, wondering if excessive wrist pain could be more painful than this. For a moment, you consider comparing the two. So on second thought, you'd rather not start developing arthritis from overworking your wrists just to put the two on a comparative scale. After several failed attempts to open the lid with your nails, you decide to stop dilly-dallying and actually open your computer. The computer starts up, auto-opening into the tabs you need, including your project, which, as of now, is blank. You sigh as you stare at the screen. You had planned to work on it, but things just got in the way, like having a lunch date with Dakota. On a list of priorities, you list that as far more important than a college assignment. Even if you probably shouldn't. Instead of getting started on the project, you decide to recheck the requirements of the assignment. As you've learned through all your school years, rechecking the assignment is the best way to stall. If a teacher looks over your shoulder, they'll just assume you forgot. Forbidden techniques like these help you with your sanity. Someone clears their throat next to you. Suddenly, a million thoughts go through your head. Oh god, are your headphones unplugged? Is your appearance that intolerable? You whip your head around so fast that you end up not recognizing who it is for... Dakota! Why are you still in the same outfit? You're stunned. He's here. Dakota Clyde. Dakota asked you on a date and was hella smooth about it, Clyde. Why was he in your literature class? Hey. How surprising. We're in the same class. I knew you would pick this class. This is surprising. You didn't think he would be the type to choose this class. He didn't mention being into reading, but I guess it would make sense. Okay, I do want to see something. Does it actually show up in your history? Okay. It doesn't. Nice. Huh. Okay, so perhaps he's here as an easy elective, just to get enough credits to graduate. Maybe his parents forced him here to show off their son is both sports smart and book smart. Doesn't matter. It's honestly quite a good thing. You were just trying to bitch to him about the book. Yeah. Wait, why are you surprised? You've been in this class for a couple of weeks now. You should have noticed him by now. Wait, actually, how did I not notice him? Like, he's apparently been here the whole time. How did I not notice? Then again, like, okay, that probably makes sense. Like, even if I was in college, okay, even when I was in college, I wouldn't have noticed half the people in my class. Come to think of it, you hadn't really thought of Dakota until yesterday when he took you out. Maybe you just missed the fact that he was in this class and every other class you're in. This had to be the case. There are quite a few people in this class, and you two must have just missed each other until that day at the baseball field. That was the only explanation. Well, I suppose that's convenient. I was just looking for you. You see, the teacher claims I'm a bit stuck in my interpretation of the book, so I thought a second opinion would be good. And who better than you? Who better than me? Oh shit, you haven't written a single goddamn character in your essay. You're gonna have the most dog shit take ever, and he will never even breathe in your general direction again. How on earth are you going to assist him in something you haven't even started? Well, can I read what you've written? Here's my book full of nothing. Here's my essay full of absolutely nothing. Like, I hope it helps you, Dakota. Bye. Sure. Let me get it up. You click uselessly at your laptop, trying your best to fake lag. Hey, if you've written nothing, your secret's safe with me. Baseball gives just enough stitches. Yeah, right. In your panic, you have forgotten Dakota was a regular student and not a super strict teacher's pet who was only doing this for a scholarship. You instantly snap back to your usual clicking speed. Doing so at such an impressive speed, your laptop actually does lag. Once it loads, it shows a blank document. It's not like you were expecting words to have magically appeared on it before sitting down and talking to Dakota, but it would have been nice if the universe had done so. That's quite alright. It's a bit of a tough read for beginners. I'll give you that. What part are you struggling with? I'd be glad to help you. Your cheeks flush with embarrassment at the offer. It's not that you're a bad reader. It's just that you've always struggled with Shakespeare. Shakespeare? Well, I imagine that that's still, like, relevant today. His use of archaic words, the specific intonation of his writing, and the obtuse way his characters speak to each other. Frankly, you find it hard to believe that any of his works have become such beloved classics. Well, yeah, I'm kind of struggling to just get through reading it without falling asleep. That's why I was trying to read it at the baseball field that day, to force myself to focus on reading it. Even if I was a little more distracted by the game being played as a result, and well, I can't see your hips right now, but damn hips! Fortunately for me, that you were there then, cause it allowed me to meet you. Ah, you feel yourself flush again. You can hardly believe Dakota is so interested in you. What did you ever do to get his attention like this? Well, let me tell you about my interpretation of the story, and then we can work on it from there to help start your essay. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Anything for you, of course. Ooh, how smooth. Dakota chuckles for a moment before clearing his throat to continue. See, my interpretation is pretty straightforward. Everyone loves Bianca, but they don't see the value of Katharina just because she's a little feisty. Then she marries Petruchio, and he whisks her away to his home, where he truly and properly tames her. She becomes his perfect, loving, doting wife with just a bit of encouragement. It shows that you can make anyone become your perfect partner with a bit of care, attention, and the right persuasion.
Really? I don't know how to feel about that, though. Given the times, that could very well be the proper interpretation, but it really did translate well. The story is pretty straightforward, honestly. In fact, I'd say it's one of Shakespeare's least complicated works. But the teachers seemed to give me a strange look after I was done explaining that. Honestly, who are they to judge? No one actually knows what Shakespeare was thinking, but I think it's obvious. It's a tame or be tamed world, and I happen to like doing the taming. Is that really his interpretation of the book? Frankly, you haven't even finished reading it, so it's far from your place to have a nuanced interpretation of the book, but it seems a little bleak. Still, it is the Dakota Clyde talking about the book. He couldn't possibly believe a harmful view was the right one to have. He was just explaining his view of the story. It probably wasn't as bad as he made it sound. Even if it was, he was just explaining what he read. He doesn't actually believe taming people into being the perfect spouse was a good idea, right? That's an interesting interpretation of the book. I can understand why the teacher might feel weird about it, but it's just your perspective. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. See? You get me. You really get me. It's no wonder I'm so obsessed. Even if other people interpret the story differently, there's no denying that Katharina is tamed by the end of the story. She becomes the dutiful, obedient wife and expresses that to everyone in the audience. Whether it's an act or intentional, the end result is the same. Ooh, Dakota is really showing a lot of red flags, and not in the way I like. Here's the thing, okay? I enjoy a lot of, dark romance. I enjoy, a lot of darker themes. But, for me personally, one of my major things is that I believe that everyone should have the right to their own agency of choice. And the fact that Dakota's here all about taming is just... He's giving me so much ick. You definitely seemed enamored with the story. Did you like it? Like it? Loved it. It's a comedy and it lives up to that name. The subterfuge of everyone being disguised and fooling each other, the slapstick comedy on display, and the actual taming itself. It's a riot from beginning to end. Whether or not it teaches a moral lesson is up to each person who reads the story. Personally, I think it's a fun idea to have all these interwoven ideas and plots, and whether or not the taming actually works is also up to how well the tactics are done by Petruchio. I have a feeling that this is foreshadowing. I just have a feeling. People can break and be broken. That much is true. It's all about how you wield your hands. You really need to finish reading the book now. I need to start reading the story. If Dakota's interpretation is anything to go by,
then the book is funnier than you were giving it credit for, and maybe that dark comedy even offers a more nuanced understanding to the concept of taming Katharina. Now, the question was of what little you knew of the book. Did you agree with Dakota's interpretation? I don't like it. I don't like it. But I would offer a different interpretation. Like, honestly, I would offer a different interpretation. I won't say it's a good interpretation. I'd just like to offer a different one. And like, maybe we'll meet somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's a bad interpretation, but maybe not the one I would go with. Well, you said you haven't finished the book, but you think you have a different interpretation? Well, yeah, I haven't finished the story, but I know the summary and can make some assumptions based on what you've said too. Actually, my idea stems entirely from how the play opens. How it opens? Do you mean with the nobles joking around with a drunken bum? Yeah, exactly. I think the whole point of the story is to convince the drunken bum that this completely ludicrous story is real. Interesting. We know it's a comedy, which means it's meant to be played up for laughs. It starts with making a bum think he's a noble. The story involves tricking women into marriage, and everything that happens is over the top and ludicrous, right? So why couldn't it be that nobles are entertaining themselves by telling a dark joke to some random stranger? Also, like, I'm not entirely sure which version of comedy are they going for, because like, back in the day, like, from my understanding at least, comedy does not mean it's supposed to be funny. It just means that, like, the people who deserve, like, the good things to happen to them, like, good things happen to them, and the people who deserve the bad things happening to them, bad things happen to them. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's supposed to be funny. I'm going to actually need to read Taming of the Shrew to, like, come up with my own, like, thoughts of this. Like, maybe I'll talk about it on one of the streams. Maybe. That's an awfully long joke considering it's a whole ass play. Ever heard of callbacks? Still, that's an extremely creative interpretation of the story. Gotta hand it to you. Never would have thought of that. Thanks. Honestly, I doubt I would have thought that up on my own. Having you here to chat about it really gets the juices flowing. Do they? Not like that! Not those kinds of juices, like, god damn, get your meat juice away from my face! At least until second dinner, okay? At least until the second date! Your cheeks flush at the realization of what you said. You give your head a little shake and try to laugh it off. You know what I meant! I bet I could finally start writing this assignment and reading the book seriously now, and it's all thanks to you. Well, happy to be of help. You are. You're a huge help. I doubt I'd be able to finish this assignment without you. Wait, actually. Is this a story of I can fix him? I need to know. Is this a story of I can fix him? I really want to know. Dakota looks like he's about to say something more when the teacher finally clears his throat to get the class's attention. It seems like it's time to actually listen to his lecture properly instead of talking amongst ourselves. Dakota seems a little annoyed, but the both of you turn to the teacher and pay attention to what he's saying. You open the tab on your laptop to your notes section. You hastily type down the notes to your best of ability. So it's always been a little hard for you to follow along to the lectures and take notes at the same time. Meanwhile, Dakota just looks bored. He's leaning against the table and staring blankly at the teacher, as if he'd rather be doing anything else in the world right now. You can't really blame him. You'd rather be doing anything else as well. It's crazy how much energy you had conversing with him moments ago, and now it feels like the teacher is sucking it all away again. College can be such a bummer. Every now and again, you catch him glancing your way, so it's hard to tell if he's actually looking at you or something past you. More than once, you try to catch his eye, only for him to turn away just before you catch him dead to right staring at you. It's a strange sensation, to be sure, making you wonder more about what's going through his head than whatever the teacher is currently rambling on about. But whatever it is he's doing, it's an added distraction, making it difficult to keep accurate notes. Not that your notes were looking fantastic to begin with. A lot of it was just keyboard smashing, a summary of what he just said and hoping to organize it later. Lectures were definitely your least favorite of trying to learn anything in college. I mean, I enjoy lectures actually, like, I don't mind lectures in college. Lectures in high school, on the other hand, suck! A grueling hour and a half of lecture finally passes, and the teacher wraps up the class for the day. He reminds everyone that assignment is due very, very soon, and you grow alongside the others since you still have so much work left to do on it. Even if it wasn't for Dakota, you'd be even further behind than you already are. As much as I'm enjoying the book, the lectures are always a bit of a drag. You could say that again. Like, can't you get with the time? Summarize it in 10 minutes or less already. Not all of us are taking this class as a core of our major. You are so right. I only took this class for you. I only took this class because it's an easy elective. I always forget that they like to ramble on about nothing, regardless of that fact. I mean, I wouldn't join a class. I know, right? It's like, come on, guys. We're not here for your class specifically. We're here to follow our major. You get me. You really get me. Hey, since you still need to finish your assignment, what do you say the two of us hang out some more, and I can help you understand the book more? It's a tempting offer. Dakota wanting to spend more time with you? You'd love to take him up on it. Honestly, I could use the help, but I've got some homework I need to finish tonight first. I don't suppose we could hang out another day. God, now I'm like delaying 2 dates! 2 dates of Dakota! How about tomorrow? You won't be able to put off your assignment for too much longer, seeing as it's due soon. I know you're right. Yeah, tomorrow's fine. Just text me when you're free to meet up. If it's for you, I'm always free. You feel your face flush a little at that. Does he really mean that? Whether he does or not, it makes you feel a little flustered that Dakota Cly of all people is more than willing to help you out. Yeah, then I'll figure out what my schedule is and text you, okay? Sounds lovely. Looking forward to hearing from you then. Same to you. He gives you a kiss on the cheek, and you can't help but smile and feel butterflies in your stomach from the interaction. He didn't just ask you out for fun. He likes you! He actually likes you! Oh, I hate that sound. You finish packing up your laptop and make your way back up to your dorm. Well, home sweet home. After a long day of class, you feel all your energy drained from your body the moment you step through the door to your room. With little care, you plop your bag on the floor and flop face first onto the bed. Your whole body is complaining. You haven't had enough to eat today due to your limited budget, and you've had to sit through boring classes to keep your GPA up. Your feet are pulsating with pain from all the walking and grating against gravel, and you can hear your neighbors playing thumping music. The only highlight of your day so far has been getting to spend time with Dakota, if even just for a short period of time. You feel fortunate that he's been willing to put up with you so far despite everything going on, and wonder if or when he's going to get sick of you. It's hard enough for you to put up with yourself some days, let alone forcing others to deal with you. You don't know what Dakota sees in you, but you're glad he sees it because your mood would be far worse without his encouragement. As if on cue, your phone dings, and you lazily pull it out of your pocket, barely even having the energy to turn your head from the comfort of being buried in the pillows to look at the screen. It's Dakota texting you. Opening it up, you see a cute animated GIF that he sent to cheer you up. It's actually pretty funny, and you can't help but get a chuckle out of it. You quickly send a lighthearted reply in return, and you feel some of your energy returning. He just seems to always know what you need, doesn't he? Just from that little exchange, you feel like you can get your homework done. That way, you won't have to put off hanging out with Dakota any longer than you have to. Grabbing your laptop from your bag, you set it up on your desk and get ready to start your homework. Other than the assignment Dakota is going to help you with, you still gotta write an essay for your history class and do a short research paper for your diversity and culture class. You swear, classes just love making you do essay after essay for them. Don't the teachers get tired of reading them? Whatever, it's not your school, you're just following the curriculum. Just as you're opening your tabs to get started, you notice something strange. The light next to your camera on your webcam is on. That's strange. You shouldn't have any programs open that use your webcam. You glance around your taskbar for any programs that might be using it, but nothing comes up. Strange. You shrug it off and decide to focus on your homework, figuring it's probably just a software glitch. Your laptop is kind of old and was on the cheap end to begin with anyway. So as you get to work, you can't help getting the strange sensation that you're being watched. Well, shit. Anyways, that was day 2 of First Base. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And I promise I would have read like Taming of the Shrew before day 3 drops. I hope it doesn't drop soon because I need to catch up on reading that goddamn play. I know it's not a book, okay? It's likely a Shakespeare play. So like, yeah, hopefully I would have read it by the time we actually like get around to it so I can just complain to Dakota about it. I'm going to complain to a fictional character who clearly can't hear me. But anyway, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.